Hey Aries, December is a very intense and profound month, ending off a very intense and profound year. We have an eclipse as well as a lot of things that are really going to be having you searching for your purpose or reaching for your purpose. Before we get too far into this video, my name is Michael. For those of you who are brand new to this channel, I want to welcome all of you back who are joining me again. I know it's been quite some time since I have been on YouTube and uploaded one of these videos. I'm super excited to see what we have in store for you. But before we dive in, I do just want to let you all know that I'm running my holiday sale. All of my services are currently 25% off on my website until December 21st. So if you are looking for a reading or Reiki session with me, now is a great time to book. I think that the new year is a great time to see what we have in store for us for the year ahead. So if you want to get a reading, now is the perfect time. All of my links are in the description box down below, as well as links for the astrology blog that accompanies this video. You can also find me on all of my other social media accounts and follow me there too. I do appreciate that. And let's see what we have in store for you for December. So a lot of what is happening for you, Aries, we have the solar eclipse right at the beginning of the month, which is happening in your 9th house. And that's interesting because with this new moon in Aquarius, this total solar eclipse, wrapping up a 1.5-year cycle, there really is a lot of focus right now for you on travel and learning things, maybe broadening your horizons. The 9th house really represents anything that is worldly, which could quite literally mean other places, different parts of the world, your worldviews, as well as travel. And it does also pertain to things like certifications or degrees, formal education in that way. So there could be a lot of focus on you in your life for you there. But there's really a lot of focus as well in your career. And that's also where I'm kind of getting this thing with purpose and with calling. I think a lot of you are really, really wanting that. You're really yearning for that. I actually do have your cards already pulled, and in the past you have death. And to be honest with you, I don't read reversals with this deck. But to be honest with you, Aries, this feels like there is something that you have not been letting go of, or something that you might just have realized recently is still kind of festering in you. Those are things to really, really keep in mind. Those are things to really keep kind of in the forefront of your awareness. What has been a wound that you haven't recognized or dealt with? And that's actually really interesting because Chiron, the wounded healer, is also going to be going direct in your sign the same day that Venus goes retrograde on the 19th. So there's a lot happening for you on that day. But with death in the past, I almost feel like there's something you are holding on to. And that's actually kind of confirmed or supported by the cards here, because we have the Four of Pentacles, which often represents holding on or being guarded or keeping something really close to our chest, and the Moon, which is kind of an intense energy, also very Pisces energy as well. And there's a lot happening in your subconscious this month. And there's a lot of shifts that could be happening that don't even make sense on the surface or aren't really visible. Like, there might not be a lot that's happening in the surface of your life, although there could be some movement for sure. There's a lot that's happening internally as well that not everyone is going to be seeing, because we have Neptune going direct in Pisces right at the beginning of the month on December 1st. This is happening in your 12th house, your subconscious, your spirituality, your intuition, your dreams. And Jupiter is actually going to be joining Pisces at the very end of this month, or joining Neptune in Pisces on the 29th. And both of those planets, interestingly enough, rule over Pisces. And you're actually very, very intuitive this month in December, with the High Priestess showing up in the present, or showing up kind of as the central theme here. So this is a really profound and interesting energy. There's a lot happening for you spiritually, and that's why it feels like it's not just about career. I think a lot of you might be feeling very dissatisfied with your job, and that's also because Venus is going retrograde in your 10th house, your house of career, your house of kind of the role you take in the world at large. And some of you feel like there's a greater calling. Some of you want to take a leap of faith with the Fool here as well. And this is actually a card that I very much attribute to your energy. Even though the Fool is traditionally associated with the planet Uranus, which is also going to be playing a big role this month as well. I know, the astrology is crazy this month. There really is this desire to fly, to learn to fly, to take a leap of faith. And I think you know that you're not going to be doing that this month, but you're starting to feel like, yeah, I'm going to have to be changing some things here. You're really feeling things out for yourself. And maybe you are planning on some sort of trip or travel. I kind of want to warn you that there might be a cancellation or delays with that, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Swords. This is showing up as a change or challenge, and that's just the first thing that came to my mind when I pulled these two cards. There might be something with travel or travel delays. It might feel like you just have a really bad streak in your luck. That's also a way I could kind of think of that. And that's interesting because Jupiter will be in kind of a critical degree in Aquarius. So it might feel like there is kind of a streak of bad luck during that time, because whenever a planet is moving into another sign, the last degree, right before it moves into that sign, there's usually something significant that happens there. So that's very, very interesting to me. Yeah, I feel like you're kind of down on your luck, but I almost think that's kind of in your head. To be honest, Aries, with the Four of Cups here, I feel like things aren't as bad as they seem. And it's almost like you realize you haven't completed a cycle of healing that you thought you did. That's coming back again as something important to you. There is this shift here. And we are very much in the turning of a cycle. We are in a turning of a wheel here, because we are shifting the nodal axis. The North Node and South Node are entering Taurus and Scorpio respectively. So there is a lot of things that are shifting here, and it almost feels like there's just one more snag that you're going to be taken care of. And that's totally okay, because we're actually still technically wrapping up those themes for the next 6 months anyway, with this eclipse that we are having on December 4th. And there's really been a lot of emphasis on you searching for your truth and searching for your place in the world. That's been very, very thematic for you for the past couple years, or at least year and a half. And I think that's going to continue to kind of play a loud note for you in the next 6 months. Beautifully, however, we do have the Empress and Temperance showing up in the future. I love to see that, because that tells me there's a lot of harmony. I do feel like there could be a new relationship for some of you coming into the future, or just a really beautiful period in your relationships as well. I feel like there's just a lot that is going to be taking some time. Because with Temperance, there is this element of patience. Things are changing, things are transforming. You are shifting, even if that doesn't seem to be obvious on the surface, even if other people don't see it. And it's bringing in a lot of abundance for you. It's also bringing in a lot of nurture and comfort and luxury with the Empress here. Really love to see that. And that could even be talking about Taurus season being pretty significant for you, which makes sense because that is where the North Node is going to be. So kind of April to May, which is funny enough when the next eclipse will be. So yeah, this next 6 months is pretty monumental, I'm feeling, for this group. And I think it's really important for you to connect with nature during this time as well. So if you are traveling, keep that in mind. How can I be closer to nature? How can I connect with the natural world or the world around me? I think there might have been like this really busy energy that you've been in, especially with the animal cards I pulled for you. You actually have fish and deer. And with the fish energy, it's kind of like there's almost so much movement happening that you don't really even get to take in the surroundings. You're just kind of going through the motions in life. And there's almost this invitation for you to really start swimming towards what it is that you want, to kind of take control. Or maybe some of you really are just in tides that you can't control right now. And that's kind of what the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Swords is about for you. It's like you don't really have a lot of control. You kind of just have to make things work. You've already been locked into something, and now you're just kind of waiting till the end of it. But with this Deer card, there is a lot of beauty. There is a new beginning here. And it might be up to you to cultivate that, especially if you've been kind of playing a passive role with fish energy here. And fish also, again, reminds me of the Pisces energy that we are very much going to be in throughout 2022. It's a very Piscean year. So really connecting to your intuition. And your ruling planet, Mars, is going to be in Scorpio. So you're very, very intuitive this month. There's a lot of change and transformation you're going through. And then by the 13th, when Mars enters Sagittarius, you're really going to want to just set yourself free. You're going to want to throw yourself into something new. And you may or may not be able to do that right away. It's almost like before you do that, you got to finish up what you have started here. However, that's going to make sense for you. But yeah, I feel really positive with your future, actually. Like, this feels really good. And it's interesting because 2022 is going to be a challenging year. There's definitely a lot of intensity that's happening for people. But with all of the energy in Pisces, it's almost kind of sedating the pain a little bit, to be honest. And I think it's stuff we know is coming. I think we know there's still quite a bit of tumult ahead of us. But there's also something that's kind of cushioning that blow. That's kind of an energy I'm getting with all this Piscean energy, especially with Neptune and Jupiter being in that sign throughout most of the year. That influence is really going to be affecting us strongly. And it's giving us a sense of hope, where hope has been very challenging in the past. But yeah, I feel like there is one more healing cycle. There's things that have come up from the past, kind of nerves that you're feeling again that maybe you haven't felt for some time. And there could be some pain there, especially with Chiron going direct in your sign again, which happens on the 19th. And it's like all the things that you've been able to kind of sedate yourself from, you might not be able to do that in terms of career, in terms of the way your life has been looking. There really could be some profound changes that you're going to be making. Those are all the messages I have for you, Aries. I do hope that this video was helpful and resonant for you. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if it was. Let me know in the comment section down below what in particular resonated with you or what stood out to you. I'd love to hear it. I always think those synchronicities are super interesting. I know that this time of year is really challenging for many of you, and my heart goes out to anyone who is struggling or feeling lonely during this time of year. I'm wishing you a very happy, safe, and healthy December. All of my links, again, are available in the description box down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.